Hi, I'm Jim Mills Jr. of Mills Furniture and Appliance out of RJ, Kentucky. As you can see, Mills Furniture and Appliance is providing you with the highest quality outdoor power equipment there is. Husqvarna, Mills Furniture and Appliance, bringing you chainsaws, weed eaters, push mowers, brush cutters, blowers, riders, and self-propelled mowers. For anything you've ever wanted, needed, or desired in the outdoor power equipment, Mills Furniture and Appliance and Husqvarna, bringing it to you.
Jeff's Pharmacy is now the exclusive home of the Parata Automation Prescription Service, which delivers high-speed and high-accuracy filling of your prescriptions. With the Parata, we can offer more personal service to our customers. Jeff's Pharmacy also provides all types of vaccinations, like shingles, hepatitis, flu, and more. We accept all Workman's Comp and Medicare Part D. Jeff's Pharmacy, your local good neighbor pharmacy, North 19th Street, Middlesboro.
When you're looking for a place to live, what do you look for? Convenience, value, safe housing? Well, of course you do. The Housing Authority of Middlesboro offers affordable housing for you and your family. All the apartments have been updated and are energy efficient. Income-based rent, fair market rent, and flat rent. Whatever your situation is, the Housing Authority of Middlesboro provides safe, clean housing that is user-friendly in a neighborhood-type setting. Randy Earl invites everyone to look at the Housing Authority of Middlesboro. Call 606-248-6500 for more information. Safe and affordable housing you can call home. The Housing Authority of Middlesboro.
In the heart of a song, on the wings of a smile, in the touch of a teardrop, in a look that is caught at a moment in time, in the echoes of laughter, I'll remember you.
Arnett and Steele Funeral Home and Cremation Center, Pineville, Kentucky.
Before we do our introductions, we have a couple of things we want to talk about very quickly. This is being taped for television. We also have, let me start off with, it's for Channel 13. For those of you who have Time Warner and are just in love with it, it has changed a little bit without our knowledge. So, Channel 13, if you have a cable box in your home, is still Channel 13. If you have one of the black boxes that you're required to have, it is 22.104. 22.104 if you need to make some notes. And I'll get the information here shortly from Clarence as to when this will be replaying on that particular channel. The jailer's race, as well as the clerk's race, is loading up to the internet. We'll have links on my page and the Big One page. It's also on channel 13, 22.104. So we'll let you know again here shortly. All right, we also have our media friends here. I'd like to recognize Mr. Tanner Hetzberg from WYMT. Thank him for being here. We have Rena Cunningham from the Middlesboro Daily News. We have Stephanie Davis. She is from the Polygraph News. And I know they're here. I just don't know who's representing them tonight. Who's here from the Pineville Sun? There we go. Thank you very much. I'm not sure who that is that's with us tonight. Julie, okay. This, as you will see from some of our friends up here, we've got a spotlight up here that's a little hard to see when you got the light shining in your face. Thank you, Julie, for being here. I appreciate that. We're almost finished with that stage. And now to the audience. I realize that there are a lot of people supporting different candidates out there, so here's a request from me to you. You've known me for a long time. I would hope that everyone would be respectful of tonight's proceedings. If you have something to say, I would ask that you hold it to the very end. Please do not shout out during this particular event. We're trying to be cordial to everyone and give everyone equal opportunity to speak. If you are supporting a candidate up here and they make a point that you like, can you please wait until they're finished with their portion and applaud it if that's what you choose to do? Is everybody in agreement with that? If you are, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Thank you. All right. I just want to make sure we're all on the same page here tonight. Now, we'll have each of the candidates draw. I have a number of 1 through 5 that will determine which person gets the next question in line. I believe I have all the numbers correct. If I don't, I'm sure that someone will correct me. Is everybody ready to get the Meet the Candidates Judge Executive debate underway? If you are, let's have a round of applause for the I'm a human being, and there are times where we make mistakes. I have 3 wonderful people down here that are going to keep me in line. If anybody else feels that I'm out of line with anything, please just subtly let me know, okay? I'd like to introduce the folks at the table here. This beautiful lady in red is Sue Wyatt. Sue is a Middlesboro resident. She's been in this area for a very long time. I actually approached her at a local eatery, and I said, would you mind being a part of this? I'd love to have someone from your part of the world come down. Let's have a hand for Sue Wyatt, please. The lady at the other end of the table is Julia Herron. She's from Moorhead University, a graduate of Middlesboro High School. She is a fairly new voter. She has a few votes under her belt in the last few elections, but she's representing the newer vote. The gentleman in the center is our timekeeper. This is Eric Johnson. Let's have a hand for Julia, by the way. We normally have 3 people, but both of the folks who are going to be with us tonight are very, very ill. So the questions are being divided up between Ms. Wyatt and Ms. Herron. We appreciate their patience with me. The gentleman in the middle is Eric Johnson. Eric Johnson is keeping the time. He is an employee of mine. And here's how we're going to do this. For those of you who have not been to the debates or seen them on the television, he's got 3 cards. Each card represents a time in the limits of how we're asking the questions. I'll go quickly because I know it's getting warm up here already. The first 3 questions are 2-minute answers. First 3 questions are 2-minute answers. At the 60-second mark, he will hold up a blue card with the word 60 seconds on it. Blue represents 60 seconds left to go. 30-second mark, he will hold up the 30-second card. We've got 30 seconds. At the 10-second mark, we are hoping that each candidate is wrapping up his or her thoughts. And if not, I will do my best at the end of a thought to break in and subtly move down the line. Now, with that said, we will have a 1-minute opening statement from each of the candidates. And we're going to have the opening statements in alphabetical order. It has nothing to do with the questions being asked. Okay? So we will start alphabetically. All right, with that said, our opening statement from our incumbent, Mr. Albie Brock. You have 60 seconds, sir.
Thank you, Brian. First, let me say thanks to Brian and those of you that have taken your entire week, have attended the other debates, to come and make yourself available to help with this on. Without you, it wouldn't be possible. I know that Clarence has done a fantastic job with the other ones. Clarence, we appreciate you and all of you for coming. If I had not walked through the crowd, I wouldn't know you're out there because I can't see you at this point. Having said that, I'm Albie Brock. I am presently your county judge. I'm a lifelong resident of Bell County. I've been married to my wife, Betha, for 26 years. We have 3 children, Kaylee, Trace, and Sawyer. Trace has made it here tonight. His sister's at college, and it's hard to get a 12-year-old to come out to something like this. It's been an honor to be your judge, and I look forward to the rest of these questions.
Thank you very much. If you'd like to have a hand for Mr. Brock. Mr. Hendrickson, you have 1 minute, sir.
Thank you very much. I am Bruce Hendrickson, lifelong resident of Pineville. My wife is Jan Hendrickson. I have 3 wonderful children. One is deceased. Amy Brock of Middlesboro, Kentucky. She married to Wayne Brock. Eric Hendrickson, we lost in '96 of Pineville. And Zach Hendrickson, who's at work tonight near Cincinnati. He's from Pineville, but he's having to work away because we're having trouble getting him some coal business in Harlem. And that's what we like. We want to keep him nearby. But anyway, we want to represent the people in any way at all in helping keep you guys happy and try to make sense of what we all have planned for this county. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Jackson.
Thank you. First of all, if I don't look out at the audience, that light is blinding me. I can't help it. But I'm a lifelong Middlesboro resident. My name is Angela Jackson. I have my husband and I between us have 6 children, 5 daughters and a son. He's a disabled Vietnam veteran. I am a lifelong, I consider myself a lifelong resident of Bell County, but like a lot of people, I've had to leave a few times to find work. So I can't say that I've lived here my whole life. But I feel like that I will make a good candidate for judge. I will make a good judge. And my qualifications are that I'm a writer, a political activist. I've been a political activist for 30 years. I care about the county, and I want to help bring employment and work to here. I think that's the most important thing. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mr. Meyerville, if you would please, sir.
Good evening. My name is David Markle. I'm a lifelong resident of Bell County. My wife, Patricia, is with us tonight. My daughter, Morgan, my son, Bradley, and my grandbaby. Well, her name's Alia Elizabeth, but I call her Plug. And my son-in-law, Brent. I'd like to work for y'all. I believe I can turn a lot of things around and make a change, make it better for all of us. Thank you.
Last but not least, Mr. Redmond.
My name is Austin Redmond. I am a lifelong resident of Bell County. My wife is Lisa Redmond. She currently teaches at Bell High. My parents are Doug and Linda Redmond, and some of you remember me from Hilltop Tire. I'm glad to be here tonight, and I too thank you for showing up. At the very most, I hope people will go vote. The thing that I've learned is people have given up on voting. I got 30 seconds, so I'm going to thank you.
And we do appreciate, I do want to take just a second to thank the Bell Theater. This was due to a situation in Middlesboro. The prom is going on. We had to relocate here. I'm very grateful to Darren, Ms. Knuckles, and everyone involved in the Bell Theater. I'd like a hand for all of them for allowing us to have this tonight. Spotlights can be very intimidating. By the same token, the judge executive candidates and the judge executive are in the spotlight all the time, so we hope that they can handle a little bit of pressure this evening. We certainly appreciate all of you. Thank you. With that said, we will begin. Mr. Hendrickson, you have 2 minutes to answer the following question, sir.
Good evening. What is the definition of judge executive in your eyes?
Many students have asked me that, as well as older folks. And fortunately, I can say that I'll give you the same answer I gave the student one day. It's much like a mayor of a city, and I was fortunate enough to be a mayor of a city, of this city. Very proud of that. I'll be saying more about that later. But a mayor has a city council, and that mayor is supposed to guide and lead that city council to the best of her or his ability. And they should always hope to have a good rapport and a good co-op with those people, and always hope that those people are able to make their own decisions and not be swayed by anyone, as long as they represent people of their districts, or as in a smaller city or a larger city, the area that they represent. It is so similar that it's almost difficult to imagine any difference on my part. That's, I guess, my good fortune after being a mayor. So that I would always hope that people would be eager to work with their leaders and the people, and always have total transparency. I had a fellow ask me about total transparency, and he said, it's a joke. We got to have it. It's going to happen.
Thank you, Mr. Hendrickson. Mr. Brock, can you please repeat the question after each of the candidates? Thank you.
What is the definition of judge executive in your eyes?
The judge executive is your chief financial officer for the entire county. He presides over the fiscal court made up of the magistrates. He's charged with your ambulance service, your road department, your animal control. When and if, and we've had this happen twice in the last 7.5 years, if there is an emergency in the county and an emergency is declared, it's declared by the county judge, and at that point, he's responsible for all things as it applies to first response and dealing with that emergency. One of the fundamental differences between mayor and county judge is you are charged with animal control for the entire county. You are charged with the ambulance service, which affects the entire county, and with the road department, which is quite frankly considerably larger than any of the two towns as far as that goes. Primarily, we work directly with the sheriff, the jailer, in formulating their budgets and help keep them in line with that. Oftentimes, people have a perception that the county judge can do much, much more than what he really can. And, but those are your primary functions, and that's set about by the state's constitution. It's not really left up, it's not arbitrary to what we would want it to be. Those are your primary functions. You are responsible for the taxpayers' money. That's your chief primary responsibility. I've been carded, thank you.
Keep in mind, thank you very much. Keep in mind, the yellow is 30 seconds left. You still have 30 seconds left.
I couldn't see.
Oh, I understand. Hold it up just a little higher for me, Eric. I appreciate that.
He can hold it on his head, you can't see it.
Okay. I will do my best to nudge. If you cannot see that, this light is very bright, but it's needed for taping so that you can see the candidates as well. Mr. Redmond, you picked number 3. You have 2 minutes, sir.
I understand that the office of judge executive is really the chief cook and bottle washer. He is the guy that's going to set the pace for the county. I have read the Kentucky Commonwealth's KRS of what it is. To me, you will be the pace setter for your county. You're going to set the bar, and you're going to lead this county into a tomorrow that's better than today. That's what it is to me.
Thank you very much, sir. If anybody would like to support this gentleman, I don't want to leave anyone out. If anyone has come in the last 5 minutes, please remember to silence your telephones. Thank you. Mr. Myrick, you chose number 4?
Yes. The county judge executive job for me is the people's advocate. His job is to be there to look out for your interest. Work with the magistrates to improve your county. And take care of the business of this county. The upkeep of your roads, your emergency services. As others have said, the animal control, working with other agencies, the sheriff, the jailer's office. In my opinion, the main thing is to take care of the taxpayers' dollars, make sure they're spent for your interest and for the most benefit for all. Thank you.
And Ms. Jackson?
What is the definition of judge executive in your eyes?
The judge executive is the most important position in the county. He or she wields a tremendous amount of influence and power. They decide on boards. They can change laws. They can even remove the jailer with the vote of the magistrates, of course. They can take people off boards. They can put people on them. They're on a lot of boards. And they decide, one of the most important things is that they decide where the coal severance money goes. And I think that's a very important thing. Coal severance money is very sacred, and especially with it dwindling. And I feel like that the judge can do a lot for a county, or he can do very little for a county, or he can have pet projects and put all their eggs in one basket and maybe ignore other things. So the judge executive is a very, very important position, and the person that is elected should do the best they can for the whole county. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The next question will start off with Mr. Brock, and it will be asked by Ms. Wyatt.
What is your vision for Bell County in the next 5 to 10 years?
Over the course of the next 5 to 10 years, it's vital that we continue to do what we have been doing in working together as a community as a whole. We've been very blessed in the last several years that our towns have kind of came together more so than they have been in the past. There was a time period, I remember when I first took office, it was hard to get certain members from Pineville and certain members from Middlesboro and county folks in the room together. So we have to continue that, working together as one community, because we are in competition with the world now, not just, we can't be in competition with ourselves. We've got to continue to explore all of the tourism options that we have, and within that tourism caveat, you have to add the revitalization of our downtowns. There have been tremendous strides made over the course of the last 2 or 3 years from our downtowns in formulating a strategic plan and executing that. With the recent, when I say recent now, it's probably 5-year attack on coal that is, we've got to look for other ways. Now, that's the most daunting and difficult part to do. Jobs is an issue we all talk about, we all want to create new jobs, and that flows off the tongue. That's really easy to say. But without there being a climate in the country to facilitate private investor, it doesn't really matter what we do or what we want. We have to have private sector money, so we've got to incentivize them. So we hope to take advantage of our Promise Zone designation and the SOAR initiative to be able to provide some incentive to get industry to move here. So I hope that we can continue over the course of the next 5 years. The Promise Zone designation is a 10-year designation. So we're in the infancy of that. Other things that... Oh, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Sorry.
Sorry. Mr. Redmond, according to the draw, you are next to be asked. Please repeat the question, Ms. White.
What is your vision for Bell County in the next 5 to 10 years?
Well, I'm running because I think we need change. We have not been business friendly as a county. We've depended upon coal for years. I've made a living from coal jobs all my life. I have watched friends move because they're shutting them down. The United States of America as a whole is probably not going to let us mine coal. So we need an alternative. We need an alternative to replace those $60,000 and $80,000 a year jobs. We don't need $10 an hour jobs. I read recently in USA Today that Tesla, which is an electric car company, had signed a deal to make all the hybrid batteries for Toyota and the rest of them. They're going to build a $5 billion plant, putting $4 billion of their own money in it. And we talk about bringing call centers in. They haven't decided where this plant's going to be. We are in the promise zones. I say we use that, our representatives, our senators, and we get them to come here. And in the next 5 years, I'd like to see at least 1,500 to 2,000 jobs. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mr. Miracle, you're next from the draw.
What is your vision for Bell County in the next 5 to 10 years?
I would like to see the return of gold, which is probably far-fetched. I don't think we can change it on a local level. But I believe if there's a candidate running for office that steps in Bell County and he won't support gold, he needs to get his vote somewhere else. We need to support our small business, give them opportunities to grow. Tourism, capitalize on it as much as we can. Tourism won't support this county, but it will help it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You chose number 5, Ms. Jackson. You're next in line.
What is your vision for Bell County in the next 5 to 10 years?
Well, I think that we need to develop a strong economic development plan that will help us get promised zone grants. If we have a strategy, we need to be tax friendly to business and maybe land incentives to build. We need to make sure that our industrial foundations, who are supposed to seek employment, seek jobs and industry for our industrial parks, do their job, and they're held accountable for the money we give them. $30 million to Asher Industrial Park, $40,000 in coal severance to Bell County Economic Development Foundation. These people need to come to us with a strategy that shows that they deserve these tax dollars that we're giving them before we give them any more. Thank you.
And Mr. Hendrickson, same question to you.
What is your vision for Bell County in the next 5 to 10 years?
It's a good vision. First of all, we need to get the Bell County Fire Department back to the way it was about 8 years ago. Third best in the state of Kentucky. I remember as being mayor of Pineville, I was almost shocked once when I was told, I didn't even know it, that Bell County had their own meth unit. We didn't have to call anybody from far away and wait for them to get there. Not saying that they keep you held up for a long time, but when you got your own crack unit, that's pretty doggone good. And I want to see that happen. I want to see them back the way they were. Not partially, not just a little bit, not take 10 years from now, not 15 years from now, the next 5 years, maybe the next 2. I also agree that the tourism is big. If we had done something that I had planned in Pineville 8 years ago, as Dr. Tom Clark well advised me and many, many people, I think we would have had some things going by now. I'll resume with this later if I get timed out. But if we had done what Dr. Clark said, and I love that man, that's irrelevant. He was a wise man, and most people did think that. He told me that the county, Cumberland Ford, and the Narrows were the place to be. And people would come here, just like I said many times about the Little Bighorn. The Little Bighorn makes big money. What do they go to see? They go to see a big yard, a big open field, but they go see it. That's where things happen. One day event. Thousands of years of events happened here, right here at the Cumberland Ford. Early prehistoric animals, and then armies, and then finally the Ford, the T-model Ford. It's going to happen.
Thank you, sir. The next question will be answered by Mr. Redmond first. Julia, you have 2 minutes.
Given our economy and the financial condition of Southeast Kentucky, how do you expect to bring jobs to our area, and what kind of jobs would they be?
Well, I would expound and push for the promise zones. I think it's a prime opportunity that if we change and get our representatives and senators involved, everyone knows it's a big election year, that we could actually become maybe a test subject for some tax incentives or exemptions for businesses to build or relocate to Bell County. And if we do it right, they will work Bell Counties and not move a workforce in. I know in my life I've watched businesses leave Bell County, whether it was in Middlesboro, Pineville, or in between, because of taxes and other things that just forced them out. And being in business myself and in other ways, the real money is not made on the business. But if we can put people to work, that's tax dollars they'll be paying. And if we're business friendly, then we'll have jobs. But I want the $18 to $21 an hour job. I'm not interested in the minimum wage job. We can spend the same time and money on a minimum wage job that we could on an $18 to $25 an hour job. I think it's possible. And if elected, I will make it so. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Before we withdraw, Mr. Markle, you're next to have the question answered.
Given our economy and the financial condition of Southeast Kentucky, how do you expect to bring jobs to our area, and what kind of jobs would they be?
As Mr. Evans said, I would like to capitalize on the promise zone. It doesn't have to be a big industry. You can start small, but we need good paying jobs. As he said, minimum wage won't feed the family. I'd like to see jobs coming here that you can take care of your family. When your kids get out of high school, college, they'll have somewhere to come home to, not get out of school and leave home. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Jackson, you're next.
Given our economy and the financial condition of Southeast Kentucky, how do you expect to bring jobs to our area, and what kind of jobs would they be?
Well, for one thing, we have to clean up our act. We're known as #1 in the state for prescription drug abuse, 70% unemployment. Our young people are leaving. Jobs are declining. We're known everywhere, all over the world, as open for business for the drug trade. We need to treat our people who are addicted to drugs and our people that have mental health problems which go along with drug addiction. They should not be put in jail. They should be put in a hospital and a rehab. We also need a new state-of-the-art jail. Our old one is so decrepit that the plumbing is bad. It backs up in the ladies' shower. There's black mold that grows on the walls, and they paint over it. And you know that stuff can grow in your ears if you're around it long enough. So we need to clean up our act. Just the very fact that we could get a state-of-the-art jail, drug treatment, rehab, and mental health facility would bring in hundreds of jobs, a couple hundred jobs right there. So I think the first thing to do is clean up our act and then get a good economic development strategic plan for our future, which will help us bring in grants and other monies. Thank you.
Mr. Henderson, same question, sir.
Given our economy and the financial condition of Southeast Kentucky, how do you expect to bring jobs to our area, and what kind of jobs would they be?
Resuming where I was with Dr. Clark. If we had incorporated our plans 8 years ago and succeeded with our visit to Cumberland Ford, as well as the Narrows, as well as Cumberland Gap, as well as Martins Fort up in Virginia, Cumberland Kentucky Coal Museum, my Lord, you could have a wonderful vacation trip. Now, is that going to create thousands of jobs? No. But the more people you start bringing in from other places, and the more advertisements you get for this area, it's going to grow. That's been proven to happen. As I said, I named just one at random, the Little Bighorn National Park. You can go through a bunch of them and find the same thing is true. 18 million people visit the Boston Harbor each year. Yeah, we're not Boston, but you can get the people in. Now, when you bring people in, crowds of people do not like drug dealers. So when we start getting rid of the drug dealers and the drugs on the streets, then we start making people from other towns and cities think, well, maybe we just ought to go there and get some business started. And if New York City can offer zero interest or no interest on their businesses, not interest, but taxes, then we can offer zero. Pineville can't compete with New York. Middlesboro can't compete with New York, but we can if we offer them some kind of zero tax base. You think about that. Zero taxes. Thank you.
Thank you very much. In this round, Mr. Brock, you have the last say in this particular question.
Given our economy and the financial condition of Southeast Kentucky, how do you expect to bring jobs to our area, and what kind of jobs would they be?
First, let me make some clarification on the promise zone. We're all, I've used the term cautiously optimistic, and we all want that. Presently, there are no funds or incentives available to attract new business within the promise zone designation. Having said that, we're all hopeful that in October, when the federal congressmen and senators begin to work on the budget, that they will provide some substantial amount of money to allow us to incentivize business to come here. But it's going to take action on their part to do that, much as they did with the enterprise zone. So we're cautiously optimistic. As it comes to trying to attract new jobs, I can look you all in the eye, if I can see your eyes, and tell you that we've done that. We've tried. I can tell you countless trips I've taken to what's known as Mountain Drive or the Asher Industrial Park with potential businesses. But the first thing that we had to get done was we had to get our road finished. If you're going to come here, they're not going to come to a gravel road and invest hundreds of millions of dollars. You have to have a road. So we have been blessed to have completed the road in October. Since we've done that, we've had 2 potential clients on the site, and we're optimistic that we may do that. As to what type of jobs, one thing that makes the industrial park a little unique and makes this area unique is we can house things that maybe other places might not want. The Asher Industrial Park is somewhat remote, so if it makes a lot of noise or maybe has an aroma, that's not necessarily going to be bad where you couldn't do that in an urban type area. I want to say this, drugs aren't the reason that we don't have jobs here. Drugs are all across this country. We're not an anomaly with that problem, but we all want to see it taken care of. And we need to take care of the jobs that we have here and try to fertilize those.
Thank you, sir. We're not having any rebuttals here, sir. You can do that. This is a Meet the Candidates debate. This is not a formal Brown's Law debate. This is a question and answer session. If you would like to address anything you've heard, you can do that in your time. Thank you.